So MQ's been around for about 8 years now, and we've funded about 40 projects around the world, investing over £20 million into research. But what's really interesting is that those projects have had over 30 disciplines represented in them. Everything from medical research, engineering, social sciences, even geography as part of the studies that we funded. And so the MQ Science Summit, now in its 7th year, is an opportunity to bring together a really diverse range of people to look at how we can take all those different disciplines and really generate a mental health science that can make an impact in a research sense. So the summit is the largest international meeting, bringing all those people together from clinical backgrounds, from research backgrounds, people with lived experience, and really moving the conversation forward. One of the main topics we'll be looking at is the impact of the pandemic on mental health and learning about what we've discovered through that work. We'll also be taking a focused time on children and young people's mental health, and also looking at how we can use data science to really tackle mental health inequalities. Three massive topics that I think are really relevant for what we've all undergone and gone through in the last 12 months. We've got some incredible keynote speakers who are speaking to that. We've got Carl Dijsroth, the groundbreaking neuroscientist from Stanford, who also won the Heineken Prize. We've got Shanjit Singh, who's the founder and director of a non-profit that works with Punjabi communities and looks to reshape mental health in India. We've got Michelle Krask, who's a professor of psychology, psychiatry, and behavioral sciences in California. And we've got Ethel Mpungu from Uganda, who was actually one of MQ's first fellows and was recently named one of BBC's most influential women in the world. Alongside, campaigners like James Downs, who's an MQ ambassador. So a really broad range of people from literally all over the planet and from all sorts of disciplines. Yeah, so I suppose as MQ, we've kind of been on a journey over the last sort of 7-8 years, trying to understand how we can put research to work for the people that it's there for. And so in pulling together this summit, we've made a really concerted effort to make sure that on every single panel, on every element of the process, we're bringing in people who have experienced mental illness firsthand and who are there to see that difference. And so, MQ was set up to bring scientists and the public closer together. That's not just a charitable fundraising mechanism, that is genuinely in how we design and move research forward. So I'm really excited to see that blend this year and see what impact it makes. And I'm really excited by the numbers of people we've got engaged. So it means that the conversation won't be held in a purely academic way and housed in only academic speak and thinking. And that diversity of thought can only help us move further forward. There's very little point in pulling together this huge group from around the world and from all these different disciplines and backgrounds and have them speak to themselves or the same old group of people that would listen to these talks. So we're really looking for people who are interested, excited about seeing mental health move forward. So you don't have to be a researcher. We want people who are have a passion, or advocates on mental health. We want people that are clinicians. We want people working in the front lines, because ultimately we want to hear your voice and your reaction to what's being delivered out there and understand how we move mental health research forward. So for the first time ever, we'll be going completely virtual with the conference. So hosted out of the Royal College of Physicians, but available on an online platform. And we've chosen that platform because it allows for a really strong conversational element and network element as well as part of that. There are discounted rates and bursaries available for those from low and middle income countries, those are early career researchers, those with lived experience. And so we really want to push this as big and wide as possible. This event for us is an investment into the community. And so it's not about us getting a financial return, it's about us going as wide as possible and getting as many people engaged as we possibly can in the conversation. I would say over the last 12 months, we've had this really unique and rare opportunity to learn at an accelerated pace and to hear voices that we haven't necessarily been listening to properly in the past. 2020, 2021 had this great collision of the reality of inequality in society colliding with the pandemic. And so it's created this catalyst, I believe, to have some of these conversations that can now turn into action. So for us, what we're trying to put on stage and what we're trying to present is some of the most diverse and most radical thinking, and some of the most exciting thinking that is going on at the minute. Combining that with the lived experience of those groups that we're talking about, and then working out together, we can move things forward. For me, this has to be a conference of action, and see what comes out the end of it. And hopefully, what we'll do is we'll start to shape the roadmap for the future of mental health research, both here in the UK and across the rest of the world.